Ladies and gentlemen, Bad Salami is still campaigning in Iowa. Well, when he went to an event, there was a guy, and you'll see it on the video that I'm about to show you. He was sitting in a blue car and he flipped Bad Salami, gave him the bird, and then proceeded to back up and hit his campaign vehicle. Bad Salami, I guess because the guy flipped him off first before the car accident happened, felt it was deliberate. He deliberately rammed the car. And remember, this is Iowa. So when the police called it, they said, "No, this looks like an accident." So, the driver and the cops look exactly the same. So they stayed on code. Oh no, this was an accident. So let's get into this story. There were protesters out there holding signs up and protesting against Bad Salami. So he was going to an event, I think some coffee with this candidate event in Iowa. And there were angry protesters up there protesting against him. And one of the protesters was a student, and the student backed his car up and rammed it into his campaign SUV in Iowa. And he felt it was intentional, and the police said, "No, there's no evidence that it was intentional. This was an accident." Mm, yeah. It's kind of like when we see like the recent lynchings and we say, "No, this is not a suicide. Somebody did this." "Oh no, it's suicide. It's suicide." Okay. Okay. So Bad Salami, you're getting that treatment where, they're not going to listen to you. They're going to stay on code. So Bad Salami campaign said at least two protesters that were upset about the Republican candidate's remarks in opposition of one Ukraine purposely rammed his car. So these protesters were upset about Ukraine and LGBTQ. Okay, that's what they were upset about. And he felt they purposely rammed the car into his vehicle that he's using for the campaign. And he felt it was retaliation because they didn't like his point of views. But the police said, "No, there's no evidence that support that this guy that looks just like us did this deliberately. There's no evidence." So the police account of the crash in the central Iowa city of Grinnell sharply diverge from the story told earlier by Bad Salami's campaign. Him and his campaign workers felt this was deliberately done, which contended with protesters, yelled and swore at the candidate before at least one of them jumped into a vehicle and rammed his empty campaign car and sped off. So this guy backed into it and then sped off. Bad Salami was in Grinnell to talk with KCCI, and the chief political reporter, Amanda Rucker, and a panel of Iowa voters for our Coffee with the Candidates series. And you'll hear this on the video. So the campaign said, because the vehicle was empty when it was hit, no one was injured. And, they did file a police report. Police said that they were dispatched to a coffee shop in the city shortly after 1 p.m. for a report of property damage. While they were there, they contacted a 22-year-old woman who reported that she had just eaten lunch at a nearby deli and was backing her car out of the parking spot when she accidentally struck the Ford Expedition that was parked across the street. And I'm going to play the video. She sticks her hand up and they blurred it out, but according to eyewitnesses, she flashed a bird at Bad Salami. So let me go ahead and show you the video, and I'll be right back with the rest of my commentary.
Only on KCCI, a campaign vehicle was hit when Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy stopped in Grinnell. He was in Grinnell to talk with chief political reporter Amanda Rooker and a panel of Iowa voters for our Coffee with the Candidates series.
Yeah, the accident, what happened before and after, now circulating on Twitter. Amanda joins us. What happened and how?
Well, Ben, Stacey, Vivek Ramaswamy had just arrived, and a line of protesters holding signs were outside waiting for him. Ramaswamy got out of the car. He was on the phone. He was walking over when another car hit one of his campaign vehicles. Now, we shot some video right after the collision. You can see it right there. Grinnell police say a 22-year-old from Grinnell was driving that blue Civic that you see there. Police say the driver was backing out of a parking spot and, quote, accidentally bumped into the Ramaswamy campaign vehicle. We've zoomed in here so you can see the damage to that car, just some scratches to the back bumper. Now, the campaign sent us this video. It appears to show the driver flipping off Ramaswamy before the collision. You can see that moment just before there. And police say the campaign and the driver told officers that the accident was not intentional. The driver was charged with, quote, unsafe backing. Now, after this, the campaign sent us a statement saying Vivek will, quote, always stand for free speech and the right to peaceful protest. But when protesters cross the line and escalate to physical, intentional or otherwise, that is un-American and unacceptable, end quote. The campaign told us they don't know whether the accident was intentional, but they don't plan to press charges. Now, after the collision, Ramaswamy did engage with that group of protesters who were upset about some of his past comments on transgender Americans, some of his stances on the war in Ukraine, among other things. Ramaswamy talked to them both before and after our roundtable discussion with him. Now, our Coffee with the Candidates discussion with Ramaswamy airs next week.
Okay, so I just want to clarify, it was a woman. Now, in the video, they don't say that, but in the written article, it does. It was a 22-year-old white woman that rammed her car into Bad Salami's parked car, which was a Ford Expedition, and it was parked across the street, and she rammed right into it. So, she, of course, when got caught, played dumb. She claimed she had no idea whose vehicle she rammed into. I think she did know, and she sure knew how to give him a flip off the bird at him, and I think she saw what vehicle they came out of. I don't think this is a coincidence at all. So anyway, so she played dumb, and then the police went right along. There's no evidence, nothing that substantiate that it was intended. Now you know them. So anyway, both vehicles, her vehicle and Bad Salami's, had minor damage, and the woman did get a summons for unsafe backing. So, isn't that amazing? Bad Salami, the people that you pander to the most are the one is the one that hit your car. You got everything bad to say about black folk though, right? So, a woman in Grinnell with the same name as the driver did not immediately respond to a message sent Thursday evening by the Associated Press seeking comment. Bad Salami was in Grinnell. He was scheduled for an interview with KCCI, who, videos also done by them. before heading to Des Moines to host a fall theme family campaign event. So the candidate traveled with some private security, but aides declined to elaborate. And, he has regular security. He does not have a Secret Service detail. So McLaughlin told AP earlier in the day in a text message prior to the protesters ramming their car, you know, they laid on the horn. The person, this woman, laid on the horn and flipped the bird at him, which apparently caused some commotion. So she continued, and it seemed like the protester could not stay at the event or didn't want to or wanted to make a statement. The driver then began to back out. She stopped suddenly after crashing, you know, and staffers had to chase her. So she sped off, but the police said it was an accident. So she hit it, she sped off. The staffers, Bad Salami staffers, had to chase her down to get insurance information. But the cop said that was not intentional. But you know what, Bad Salami? This serves you right. This serves you right for going from town hall to town hall talking bad about black folk. And look who hit you. And probably did it intentionally, being that she laid on her horn and gave you the bird. So, ladies and gentlemen, I guess he had a not so good day. But y'all, he is the second Republican candidate to get in a car accident. If you remember back in July, Ron DeSantis was involved in a multi car accident in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and he was headed to a campaign event. And that accident happened on Interstate 75 during a busy time, more than likely rush hour, because they said it was a very busy time on Interstate 75. And it was a chain reaction accident, but nobody was harmed in that accident either. Please tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.